He had the face of a king, but the heart of a traitor. What secret did Absalom's beauty hide? In the shadows of the palace, rebellion was growing, cloaked in charm and crowned with deceit. Welcome back to the Word, where faith comes alive and truth hits home. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Fresh Bible stories drop every week. Do that now, and let's dive deep into today's story with heaven's heartthrob. I promise, you will not want to miss this one. Absalom, often regarded as the most handsome man in the Bible, is a figure whose life is marked by beauty, ambition, and tragedy. His story unfolds within the pages of the Old Testament, primarily in the books of Samuel, where he is introduced as the third son of King David. Absalom's striking appearance is noted in the scriptures, with descriptions that emphasize his long, flowing hair and captivating features, which made him a figure of admiration and envy. However, his life was not solely defined by his looks, it was also characterized by a deep desire for power and recognition. Absalom's narrative is a dramatic tale of familial conflict, rebellion, and the consequences of unchecked ambition. He is perhaps best known for his tumultuous relationship with his father, King David, which ultimately led to a bitter civil war within the Kingdom of Israel. This conflict stemmed from Absalom's desire to claim the throne for himself, fueled by a combination of personal grievances and a longing for his father's approval. Absalom's hunger for power spirals into betrayal, chaos, and a brutal fall no one saw coming. The ending, devastating. Don't blink, Hollywood wishes it told stories this real. As we delve into Absalom's life, it is essential to recognize the significance of his story within the broader context of Scripture. His experiences serve as a powerful reminder of the complexities of human nature, the dangers of pride, and the impact of our choices. The lessons gleaned from Absalom's life resonate through generations, prompting us to reflect on our own ambitions and relationships. Understanding Absalom's journey encourages us to consider the consequences of our actions and the importance of humility and reconciliation. As we explore this captivating narrative, we invite you to engage with the themes of beauty, ambition, and the quest for identity. Absalom's life is not just a tale of a handsome prince, it is a thought-provoking exploration of the human condition, revealing how our desires can lead us astray if not tempered by wisdom and love. In this video, we will unpack the layers of Absalom's story, examining the choices he made and the lessons we can learn from his triumphs and failures. Join us as we reflect on the timeless truths embedded in Absalom's life, encouraging a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Through this exploration, we hope to inspire a thoughtful dialogue about ambition, family dynamics, and the pursuit of true significance in our lives. Absalom's physical beauty is one of the most striking aspects of his character, as described in the biblical texts, mainly 2 Samuel chapter 14 verse 25-26. He is often depicted as the epitome of attractiveness, with long, flowing hair that became a symbol of his allure. The scriptures highlight that he had no blemish from head to toe, making him a figure of admiration among the people of Israel. His captivating features and regal presence drew attention wherever he went, allowing him to easily win the hearts of those around him. This extraordinary beauty not only set him apart but also played a significant role in shaping his identity and influence within the kingdom. The people of Israel were enchanted by Absalom, and his looks contributed to his popularity, making him a beloved figure among the masses. His charm and charisma allowed him to connect with the people on a personal level, fostering a sense of loyalty and admiration that would later be pivotal in his quest for power. However, beneath this stunning exterior lay a complex and ambitious individual whose desires would ultimately lead to his downfall. Absalom's beauty served as a double-edged sword. While it garnered him admiration and support, it also masked the darker aspects of his character. His ambition was insatiable, and he sought to leverage his looks to gain influence and authority. This ambition manifested in his desire to usurp his father, King David, and claim the throne for himself. The contrast between his physical beauty and the ruthless ambition that lay beneath created a tension that would define his story. As he maneuvered through the political landscape of Israel, Absalom's striking appearance became a tool for manipulation, allowing him to rally support and sway public opinion in his favor. Yet, this same beauty also contributed to his eventual downfall. The very traits that made him popular also fueled jealousy and resentment among those who felt threatened by his rising power. His charm and good looks could not shield him from the consequences of his actions, and as he pursued his ambitions, he alienated those closest to him, including his father. Ultimately, Absalom's story serves as a cautionary tale about the perils of vanity and ambition. His physical beauty, while captivating, could not protect him from the tragic outcomes of his choices. Beneath the flawless exterior, something darker brewed. Absalom's beauty wasn't just skin deep, it became a weapon. Overshadowed by the chaos and conflict that ensued from his relentless pursuit of power. With charm as his mask and ambition as his fuel, he set his sights not on admiration, but on absolute power. Absalom's growing ambition is a central theme in his narrative, illustrating how a desire for power can lead to betrayal and conflict. As the third son of King David, Absalom was not the immediate heir to the throne, yet his striking beauty and charismatic personality set him apart from his siblings. This distinction fueled his desire for recognition and authority, leading him to believe that he was destined for greatness. Over time, Absalom's ambition transformed into a dangerous obsession, culminating in his betrayal of his father, King David. The seeds of rebellion were sown as Absalom began to cultivate a following among the people of Israel. He positioned himself as a champion of the common man, presenting himself as a leader who could address their grievances and restore justice. By standing at the city gate and engaging with the citizens, he effectively undermined David's authority, winning their hearts and loyalty. This calculated approach allowed Absalom to gain significant support, creating a faction that would ultimately challenge his father's reign. The dynamics within David's family further complicated Absalom's ambitions. The rivalry among David's sons for the throne was palpable, with each sibling vying for their father's favor and the right to rule. Absalom's relationship with his father was strained, particularly after the tragic events surrounding the death of his brother Amnon, which Absalom avenged. This act of vengeance deepened the rift between father and son, pushing Absalom further down the path of rebellion. His ambition was not merely a personal quest for power, it was also a response to the perceived injustices within the royal family. As Absalom's influence grew, so did his sense of entitlement, leading him to believe that he was the rightful heir to the throne. This belief fueled his determination to overthrow David, culminating in a full-scale rebellion. The consequences of Absalom's unchecked ambition were profound and tragic. His quest for power led to a civil war that divided the kingdom, pitting father against son in a heartbreaking conflict. The rebellion not only caused immense suffering for the people of Israel but also resulted in the loss of lives, including those of Absalom's loyal supporters. Ultimately, Absalom's ambition blinded him to the realities of his actions, leading to his downfall. In the end, his desire for power and recognition overshadowed the love and loyalty he once had for his father. The tragic conclusion of Absalom's story serves as a poignant reminder of the dangers of unchecked ambition. His life illustrates how the pursuit of power can corrupt even the most beautiful and charismatic individuals, leading to betrayal, conflict, and ultimately, destruction. Absalom's legacy is a cautionary tale about the perils of ambition and the importance of humility and integrity in leadership. The story of Absalom's rebellion is deeply intertwined with the tragic events surrounding his sister Tamar and his brother Amnon. Tamar, known for her beauty, was the daughter of King David and the half-sister of Absalom. The horrific act committed by Amnon against Tamar was a pivotal moment that set the stage for the ensuing chaos. Amnon, driven by lust, deceitfully lured Tamar into his quarters, where he assaulted her. This act of violence not only devastated Tamar but also ignited a fierce rage within Absalom. He was deeply affected by the injustice done to his sister, feeling a profound sense of protectiveness and anger. Tamar's humiliation and suffering became a catalyst for Absalom's subsequent actions, as he vowed to avenge her honor. Absalom's calculated revenge was both chilling and methodical. After waiting 2 years for the right moment, he orchestrated a plan to murder Amnon. During a feast at Baal Hazor, Absalom invited all of his brothers, including Amnon, under the guise of reconciliation. When the moment was right, Absalom commanded his servants to strike Amnon down, fulfilling his vow of vengeance. The act was brutal and decisive, marking a turning point in Absalom's life. With Amnon dead, Absalom believed he had avenged Tamar and restored her honor, but the consequences of his actions would ripple throughout the kingdom. The murder of Amnon not only solidified Absalom's reputation as a man of action but also set in motion a series of events that would lead to his rebellion against King David. The emotional turmoil faced by David as a father during this tumultuous period is significant. Upon hearing the news of Amnon's death, David was initially devastated, believing that all his sons had been killed. When he learned that only Amnon was dead, his grief turned to a complex mix of sorrow and anger. David was torn between his role as a king and his responsibilities as a father. He grappled with the moral implications of Amnon's actions and the consequences of Absalom's revenge. David's heartache was compounded by the realization that his family was fracturing, and the bonds of loyalty were being severed. The king's inability to protect Tamar and his failure to address the situation with Amnon left him feeling powerless and conflicted. This emotional turmoil would haunt David as he navigated the fallout from Absalom's actions, ultimately leading to a civil war that would pit father against son. The tragic events surrounding Tamar, Amnon, and Absalom detailed in 2 Samuel serve as a poignant reminder of the complexities of familial relationships and the devastating impact of unchecked desires and revenge. David's struggle as a father amidst this chaos highlights the moral dilemmas faced by leaders, illustrating how personal and political realms can collide with catastrophic consequences. Absalom's return to Jerusalem marked a significant turning point in his quest for power and the rebellion he sparked against his father, King David. After fleeing into exile following the murder of his brother Amnon, Absalom spent time in Geshur, where he began to cultivate a following among the people of Israel. During this period, he strategically positioned himself as a champion of the common man, winning their hearts through charisma and charm. Absalom would often stand at the city gate, where he engaged with the citizens, listening to their grievances and presenting himself as a leader who could address their needs. This approach allowed him to build a loyal base of support, as he promised to bring justice and fairness to the people, contrasting sharply with the perceived shortcomings of David's reign. His physical beauty and magnetic personality further endeared him to the populace, making him a beloved figure who seemed to embody the aspirations of the people. Upon his return to Jerusalem, Absalom wasted no time in executing his plan to claim the throne. He strategically sought the counsel of key advisors, including Ahithophel, who was once a trusted advisor to David. With Ahithophel's guidance, Absalom devised a series of calculated moves to undermine his father's authority. He publicly declared himself king in Hebron, a significant act that signaled his intent to challenge David's rule. Absalom then sent messengers throughout Israel to rally support, effectively galvanizing a rebellion that would pit him against his father. His ability to attract followers was a testament to the groundwork he had laid during his exile, as many were eager to support a leader who promised change and a break from the past. As the rebellion gained momentum, David faced an emotional conflict that weighed heavily on his heart. The prospect of confronting his own son in battle was a harrowing reality for the king. David's love for Absalom was profound, and the thought of fighting against him filled him with anguish. Despite the betrayal and the threat to his throne, David grappled with the pain of familial loyalty and the duty of a king. He was torn between the need to protect his kingdom and the desire to reconcile with his son. This internal struggle was compounded by the knowledge that Absalom's ambition had led to a civil war that would bring suffering to the people of Israel. As David prepared to confront Absalom, he issued a poignant command to his troops, urging them to deal gently with his son for his sake. This plea highlighted the depth of David's emotional turmoil, as he faced the reality of a fractured family and the consequences of ambition and revenge. The rebellion sparked by Absalom's return not only threatened David's reign but also served as a tragic reminder of the complexities of love, loyalty, and the devastating impact of unchecked ambition within a family. The battle between David's forces and Absalom's rebellion was a pivotal moment in the history of Israel, marked by intense conflict and tragic outcomes. As the two armies clashed in the forest of Ephraim, the terrain played a significant role in the unfolding events. David's seasoned warriors faced off against Absalom's troops, who were fueled by the fervor of rebellion. The battle was fierce, with both sides fighting valiantly, but the advantage lay with David's experienced soldiers. In the midst of the turmoil, Absalom himself found himself in a precarious situation. As he rode his mule through the thick brush, his long hair became entangled in the branches of an oak tree, leaving him suspended and vulnerable. This moment of vulnerability would seal his tragic fate. One of David's soldiers, seeing Absalom hanging there, reported the sighting to Joab, David's commander. Despite David's explicit instructions to deal gently with Absalom, Joab, driven by a mix of loyalty to the king and a desire to end the rebellion, took matters into his own hands. He ordered his men to strike Absalom down, and in a brutal act, they killed him, marking the end of the rebellion and the tragic demise of David's son. The news of Absalom's death reached David, plunging him into profound grief. His heartache was palpable as he mourned the loss of his son, crying out, "O my son Absalom! My son Absalom! Would I had died instead of you," in 2 Samuel chapter 18. This lamentation underscored the deep emotional conflict David faced as a father, torn between his love for Absalom and the necessity of protecting his kingdom. The implications of Absalom's death were far-reaching, affecting not only David but the entire nation of Israel. The rebellion had already caused significant strife, and Absalom's demise left a void that would take time to heal. David's sorrow was a reminder of the personal cost of ambition and betrayal, and it served as a cautionary tale for the people of Israel. The lessons learned from this tragic chapter in Israel's history would resonate through generations. It served as a reminder of the importance of unity, the need for wise leadership, and the complexities of human relationships. The battle between David and Absalom became a poignant narrative about the consequences of pride, revenge, and the fragility of familial bonds. As future generations reflected on this conflict, they would carry forward the understanding that ambition, when left unchecked, can lead to destruction, and that reconciliation and compassion are vital in the face of conflict. The legacy of Absalom's rebellion would serve as a powerful reminder of the need for humility and the importance of nurturing relationships, both within families and in the broader context of leadership and governance. Absalom was undeniably handsome, with his striking features and long hair captivating the hearts of many. However, his physical beauty ultimately masked a tumultuous inner world filled with ambition and pride. This contrast highlights that while external attributes may draw admiration, it is the integrity of one's character that truly defines a person. Absalom's tragic fate serves as a reminder that superficial qualities can lead to a downfall if not accompanied by virtues such as humility, compassion, and wisdom. The story also underscores the dangers of unchecked ambition and pride. Absalom's desire for power drove him to betray his father and manipulate those around him, leading to devastating consequences for himself and the nation of Israel. This serves as a cautionary tale. When ambition is not tempered by ethical considerations, it can lead individuals down a path of destruction, not only for themselves but for those they influence. This narrative invites viewers to reflect on their own lives and values in light of Absalom's tale. It should encourage a deep examination of personal ambitions and the motivations behind them. Are we pursuing our goals with integrity, or are we allowing pride and the desire for recognition to cloud our judgment? Absalom's story challenges us to consider the impact of our choices on our relationships and the broader community. It prompts us to ask ourselves whether we are prioritizing our character and the well-being of others over the pursuit of power or status. Additionally, the tale of Absalom serves as a reminder of the importance of reconciliation and forgiveness. David's profound grief over Absalom's death illustrates the deep emotional toll that conflict can take on families and communities. It emphasizes the need for open communication and understanding, urging us to seek resolution rather than allowing pride to drive wedges between us. In reflecting on Absalom's life, we are reminded that true leadership is not defined by beauty or ambition but by the strength of character and the ability to uplift others. As we navigate our own journeys, let us strive to cultivate inner beauty, embrace humility, and prioritize moral integrity in our pursuits. By doing so, we can avoid the pitfalls that befell Absalom and instead foster relationships built on trust, respect, and love. As we reflect on the tragic arc of Absalom's life, to many, the most handsome man in the Bible, who captivated the hearts with his striking appearance. However, beneath this exterior lay a tumultuous spirit driven by unchecked ambition and pride. His desire for power led him to betray his father, King David, and ultimately sparked a rebellion that would have devastating consequences for both father and son. The lessons learned from Absalom's story are profound and timeless. Together, let's continue to explore the rich tapestry of biblical narratives and uncover the timeless truths that can guide us in our daily lives. Stick around for the next video on your screen to uncover how Enoch ties into this gripping saga, and the Bible secret nobody saw coming.